One of the nice things about living in a fantasy world is that anything goes. Motoring, for example, presents no hazards, and tyres, like drivers, are invulnerable. So much for fantasy. This test film reminds us that real life isn't like that, at least not with conventional tyres and wheels. A conventional wheel has a well. This makes tyre fitting easier, but should the tyre go flat, the well immediately becomes a hazard. The tyre beads, free to move from their position on the rim, can collapse into the well and allow the wheel itself to bite into the road surface. If the wheel rim bites the dust, so may the driver. Dunlop, with the introduction of Denovo run-flat tyres, removed this hazard. Denovo is a tyre-wheel combination that's anything but conventional. It works on two revolutionary principles. First, the bead of a Denovo tyre stays in place on the wheel, even during a blowout. Thus, the driver can retain safe control, whatever his speed. Second, the tyre allows the driver to continue for up to 100 miles at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. So the repair can be effected when and where he chooses. Unparalleled safety and convenience. Dunlop Denovo began its revolution by removing the principal hazard, the wheel well. So, end of potential disaster. The Denovo wheel started life in two halves for ease of tyre fitting, but Dunlop were offering far more. Denovo is precisely what it's called, the run-flat tyre. To achieve this unique benefit, Dunlop developed a wide, low-profile tyre with a wider than conventional tread and fitted it to a redesigned rim. The geometry of the tyre's cross-section is such that when deflated, it has built-in self-support. At zero pressure, the load is carried by the column formed by the sidewalls and the specially designed rim. But that's only half the story. Set the wheel in motion, and the friction generated between the touching surfaces would destroy an ordinary tyre. Not Denovo. Dunlop gave it a lubrication system. The original secret lay in harnessing a series of dispensers to the wheel. In normal running, these dispensers were inactive and made no contact with the tyre. But when deflation occurred, the dispenser valves were triggered off, releasing a fluid. This combined with a gel on the underside of the tread, instantly minimizing friction, whilst at the same time sealing most small holes. As the tyre continued to run flat, the temperature increased and vaporized the fluid, raising the pressure and partially re-inflating the tyre. Thus, Dunlop Denovo worked, giving unique safety and convenience. Since its launch, the Denovo tyre has been refined to produce a more effective footprint, giving quieter running and significantly increased mileage. Fleet users now confirm 35,000 miles on Denovo tyres as commonplace. Time to let well alone? Not for Dunlop. If they could simplify the product, then perhaps they could spread their revolution even further. The necessary intricacies of the lubrication system meant that it took a little longer than normal to effect a repair. A relentless pursuit of new technology has provided a simpler system. And so now, Dunlop present a new generation of Denovo tyres based on Polygel, a combined sealant and lubricant developed by Dunlop. Applied to the underside of the tread, Dunlop Polygel does away with the need for a ring of dispensers. Viscous, with something of the consistency of tar, it requires no additive, no chemical reaction, and no apparatus to make it work. The gel remains stable in position during all normal circumstances without affecting the tyre's balance or handling characteristics. Whilst, of course, it cannot cut down on the number of undesirable objects a tyre will pick up, it will dramatically cut down on the number of flat tyres suffered by the motorist. Polygel wraps itself round the penetrating object, and even while the object is being moved by the flexing of the tyre, it carries on working and sealing. If centrifugal force expels the object from the tread, Dunlop Polygel completes the seal. Hard to believe? Then watch again, this time for real. As the arrow points out, this Denovo tyre has had a nail driven into its casing. The high-speed camera allows us to see the nail working loose and the precise moment of expulsion. As the nail goes, Polygel lubricant seals the hole punched into the tyre, The resulting seal will almost certainly remain good for the life of the tyre. With some 70% of punctures, the motorist using the Denovo tyre and wheel combination won't even have a flat tyre. All he may notice will be a slight drop in pressure the next time he checks his tyres. While the average motorist can expect to jack up his car and change a flat tyre every 20,000 miles, the motorist using Dunlop Denovo will, on average, have a flat tyre only once every 80,000 miles, once in the lifetime of the average car. And even then, he can continue to drive on. Holes, however, come in all shapes and sizes. A few, about 10% of them, will be large enough to cause a more significant loss of pressure before Polygel halts the outward flow of air. Nevertheless, some air will remain trapped inside the tyre. This trapped air heats up as the journey continues and expands naturally to provide partial reinflation. Once again, the motorist will be able to drive on for up to 100 miles at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. In such instances, or when the motorist is aware of having driven over something that might have damaged his tyres, a simple plug repair is all that will be required. Although a Denovo tyre repair kit is supplied with the car for out-of-hours service, it's nonetheless recommended that the repair, when possible, be carried out by a Denovo tyre dealer. The service handbook supplied will tell the motorist where to find one. The introduction of Dunlop Polygel now makes it possible to mend a punctured Denovo tyre from the outside. It's done by inserting a plug. The tyre need never come off the wheel, and effecting a repair could hardly be simpler. The modest kit, solution, rasp, plugging tool and profiled plugs is all that's needed. First, the hole is rasped to accept the plug. Rubber solution lubricates the rasp. The tapered plug is shouldered for easy insertion. It is threaded on the locating needle, lubricated, and then eased home. Seated, it forms an airtight seal. Inflate the tyre, and the motorist is back on the road. Sadly, however, some 20% of all punctures are more serious. Those where the inflicted damage produces a hole too large to be repaired. As with conventional tyres, there is no way the motorist can legislate against this kind of bad luck. He'll need a new tyre. But however severe the damage, he will still have control of his car. And even then, the tyre will still have a run-flat capability of up to 100 miles at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. Polygel, however, brings with it far more than just simplified repair procedures. By doing away with the dispensers and harness, Dunlop knew that they'd significantly simplified the tyre. Perhaps they could also simplify the wheel. Their objective then became to be able to offer all the unique benefits of Denovo, but on a single-piece wheel. Out of it came the Denlock bead locking system. Like most good ideas, it looks absurdly simple. Other manufacturers had tried to hold the tyre beads in place with a ridge. Dunlop turned that ridge into a groove. Wedded to this specially grooved wheel is a tyre with its own design modification, an enlarged and reinforced bead toe. Its wedge-like shape is calculated to lock firmly into the grooves, eliminating the dangers normally associated with a one-piece wheel. A tyre running on a Denlock rim is, of course, subject to the same forces when deflated as a conventional tyre. It will begin to respond to these forces. It will seek to become dislodged, but the greater the rotary stress upon it, the more firmly it is forced into the groove, giving positive bead location and safe control. These advanced Dunlop developments, Denlock rims, and Polygel have been brought together to produce the new simplified Denovo product. The only tyre which offers motorists significantly fewer flat tyres, on average only once in the lifetime of the average car, safety from the hazards of a blowout, and the convenience of driving on even with a completely flat tyre. It offers significant benefits to the world's car manufacturers. Above all, the single-piece wheel gives greater freedom in design, greater compatibility with existing tyre and wheel systems, and the opportunity to make savings both in space and weight. The Denovo combination with Polygel allows tyres for the first time ever to offer the kind of safety and reliability demanded from other vital components, despite the unpredictable hazards to which tyres are continually exposed. The Dunlop Denovo tyre and wheel combination replaces spare wheels, jacks and wheel braces with safety, assurance and convenience. So insist on the safest tyre in the world. One day, it may save your life.